This is the 2025 Porsche Cayenne S, the family-friendly high-performance SUV. Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. We're back at Porsche Shreveport in Shreveport, Louisiana today. If you want to know more about this Cayenne, check out the link down in the description of the video. Here on the front end, we're going to have the classic Porsche look. You already saw the crest right there, but we have our full LED lighting. Let's get over here on the driver's side where it's a little bit easier to see. LED headlights, LED daytime running lights. We'll also have LED turn signal indicators. And as you would expect with any Porsche model, everything here is functional. No faux vents, no issues like that. You're not going to have any trouble at all. Full-time all-wheel drive is going to have a lot of benefits, not only with solid traction and handling characteristics, but for those of you that live in an environment where you get a lot of snow and ice throughout more of the year than not, that is also going to help. And these are the 22-inch wheels. We're going to have the red brake calipers that really provide a nice contrast. Very easy to see, but not too much. When it comes to your side view mirrors, everything you want will be here. Turn signal indicators are built in. They're heated, they're power adjustable. You have your blind spot monitoring built in right there. And one more thing, when I push this button, you're going to see that they are also going to be power folding. That is something that I know a lot of people are looking for when it comes to their vehicles. There is a panoramic sunroof with this model, and here is your remote. In classic Porsche style, it does not look like any other remote out there. Lock, unlock, you can open and close your power tailgate, the Porsche crest right there, and it's in the shape of a car, of a Porsche, obviously. The rear roof spoiler finishes things off here, and we will find the LED taillights. Now, I know it's a little hard to see because of the bright Louisiana sunshine, but maybe it will show up on camera for you. But something I like here is that the light goes all the way across. There's no break in these lights. It just gives it a more consistent look. I like that. You can see the turn signal indicator in action right there, the Porsche logo and the Cayenne S logo. And something else that for me personally I like is the balance that we have here on the rear end with the quad tip exhaust, two on each side. And here's what makes this not only a family-friendly SUV, but a high-performance SUV. It's the 4-liter twin-turbo V8 that puts out 468 horsepower and 442 pounds-feet of torque, mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. And if you're really careful with your right foot, well, you might be able to achieve the MPGs that are here on the window sticker, or who knows, maybe even better. But we're looking at 16 city, 21 highway, 18 combined, and 5.6 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. Depending on how things are configured here in the rear cargo area, with the seat backs in their upright position, you're looking at 27.3 cubic feet. When they're folded down as they are now, you're looking at 60.3 cubic feet worth of cargo space. And there is your spare tire and all of the tools needed to change the tire. We will also find cargo lighting here in the rear of the cargo area. Let's talk about what your second row passengers are going to find. The armrest is nice and large, plenty of room right there. It's comfortable, nice amount of space with the door bin, and we're going to find the rear seat pockets on the back of each seat. And there is quite a bit of room back here. You will also find the panoramic sunroof. The front portion will open, but on a hot day like we have here in Northwest Louisiana, if you need, you can bring this power shade forward and conceal everything away. On the rear of the center console, we find 2 of the 4 air conditioning vents that are located here for your rear seat passengers. There is one of the others, and we'll have another here. That's our 4 air conditioning vents, and you can control everything back here. Quad zone or 4-zone climate control, 2 in the front, 2 in the rear. You can adjust fan speed, the direction of the airflow, all of that good stuff is going to be here. And we can also turn the heated seats on. I dare not leave those on today. It is warm in Northwest Louisiana. We'll also find our 12-volt power outlet and a couple of USB options right there. And the fold-down armrest with the cup holders built in will be right here. My favorite design because of the fact that if there's a cup or a bottle in each one, you can still use this area as an armrest. And there is a button right here. When you push that button, that allows for folding down this center seat back by itself. That creates a pass-through, but still leaves seating for 2 people. And if you have that person in your life who wants the largest armrest and door bin, well, they better call Shotgun or grab the remote and drive, because that is where you're going to find the large armrest, larger than what we saw in the rear, and the largest of the door bin options here in the front seat for the driver and the passenger. Fully adjustable driver and passenger seats, power adjustable with lumbar support, and you will find that they are heated and ventilated. The passenger side has a screen, very nice, and has a lot of the same functionality that you'll find with the center screen right there. We're going to find our built-in navigation, and then we can hit home right there and take a look at quite a few different options that are here. There's a legal notice right there, so better read that, right? If you're looking for instructions as the passenger, here is where you're going to find those instructions. And one thing that I like here is that you have videos. If you want to watch those, you can go and take a look at all sorts of different information depending on what you need to know. If you're wondering about drive modes, well, here's how you do it. It does take a little bit of work to get there, but this is what we have. And that is the fact that as of 2025, you can't see the screen from the driver's seat. Now you can see that the screen is still on. The sticker price is $122,165. Let's see what else you get for that price. We'll find the shade right there for the panoramic sunroof. This is how you open and close the shade, and this is how you open and close the sunroof itself. You can see some of the other controls and functionality here with our upper console. We'll move over here to the driver's side door. Now here's something I like, is that you have seat memory on the driver's side and also over there on the passenger side. If you watch me regularly, I'm a big fan of having it on both sides. If it's on the driver's side, it should also be on the passenger side. You saw your controls here for your power mirrors, and you can lock and unlock your windows and control your windows here. You can see everything else that we have. I think you know what all that is. Here's where you manage your lights. Now you can leave everything on auto. You can also turn everything on depending on what you want to do with that, just like that. Pretty easy to deal with. We just hit the button right there, and that takes care of everything. And as is common with Porsche models, on the left-hand side of the steering wheel is where you find the button that starts and stops the engine. And we will also find our nice digital instrument cluster, high-end looking. It looks modern. I like the way that works. Your drive mode selector is located right here on the steering wheel. And we're going to start in normal mode. We can go to off-road. You also have sport. Maybe you can hear the changes in the exhaust note back there. And then we go to Sport Plus. And one more thing, if you want to take advantage of all of the available horsepower and torque, push the button right here. What exactly is that? Watch this. 20 seconds of sport response. That gives you a burst of power. For that 20 seconds, whatever you want to do with that, there it is. Have a little bit of fun driving spiritedly, surprise your passengers, drive around slower moving vehicles. Whatever it is you want to do with that, there it is. And we have the center screen, a couple of different pages worth of icons here, as you can see. Very easy to deal with. It isn't complicated. It might look that way to some people, but I can promise you it is not. You can wirelessly pair your smartphone and use Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And also go into a couple of our menus here just to show you what's going on as far as what you can do. Go here and show a few more things. Here's some of the information that I know some of you might want to know about. And then we're going to go back here and take a look at what happens when we go into vehicle settings. Now you can change your driving modes. You have 3 different modes to select from right there. The same thing with your chassis, normal, sport, and sport plus. Now you'll notice that start stop is not on right now. However, if I go back to normal, you will see that that will come up right there. So if you are in sport or sport plus, then that is going to go away. I'll show you how that looks. There we go into sport mode. You can see that it's already turned off. and also Sport Plus. I know a lot of people don't like that feature. Can't blame you for that. For those of you that do, well, you can leave it on in the appropriate driving modes. If you're looking for your trip information, your personal trip, you can see what all is here as far as all of that goes, and you will also find comfort. There's actually quite a bit going on here. You have your ambient lighting. You can adjust the driver and passenger seats. You have comfort entry that makes it easier to get in and out. And you can even adjust the passenger seat right there. A pretty simple system, like I say, to deal with. For those of you that haven't had this kind of technology before, don't let it scare you off. It is not hard to learn. And right here, we're going to find our wireless charging pad and USB option right here, 2 of them. And then our 2 zones of climate control for the front seat area. Here's where we turn on the heated seats. Not going to leave that on, but I can leave that on. Our ventilated seats, you're going to have that for the driver and the passenger. We'll get rid of a little bit of noise. And you can adjust the fan speed for the driver and the passenger. Just as we saw in the rear seating area, you can sync both sides together if you want to. That's something simple right there. That is for adjusting the volume on your radio and turning that on and off. We'll have a little bit of storage right there. We'll have another 12-volt power outlet right here, as you can see. That's going to tell you right there. See the 12V. That way you know what it is. And then we have our cup holders and the center console. Maybe not the largest center console out there, but a little bit of additional storage space. And that's not all you have here. You also have the glove box. If you need to see around your Cayenne, there are no shortage of camera views. As you can see, you have the rear view camera right here. We can also go to our front view, and there are several other views from literally every possible angle, depending on what you need to see anywhere around the Cayenne. Very easy to see your surroundings. And before we hit the road for our test drive, here is a sampling of the Bose surround sound system. I hope my microphone does a good job of letting you hear how that sounds. It sounds fantastic. I don't know if it sounds as good through my microphone as it does in person, but I can guarantee you it sounds great. All right, here we go on our test drive to show the performance end of the Cayenne. I don't want to step on it too hard, but I tell you what, forget you're in an SUV. The handling is very much like that of a high-performance sports car that is much lower to the ground than what we have here with the Cayenne. But that all-wheel drive is also going to help in keeping you stuck in the corners so you don't have any trouble when you're out driving spiritedly, whether you're on the road or you really take advantage of it out on the track. For those of you that maybe have a road course where you can take your Cayenne, that would be a lot of fun to do something like that and maybe surprise some people who don't necessarily know what they're looking at. The ride quality is good, but keep in mind that's going to vary a little bit by driving mode and how you have everything set up. So when you're in sport mode or when you're in Sport Plus, that is going to make a difference. But something else that I like here is that you have a pretty good turning radius. And so if you need to work your way around in tight spaces, you can do that. And when you need to get around that slower moving traffic, you can do that. And again, not going to step on it real hard, but we push the button right here on the drive mode selector. And you know from if you watched me earlier in the video what that means, and I can tell that it really wakes the Cayenne up in a big way. But as far as the practical use goes, then you definitely get to take full advantage of that. There's plenty of room here for the driver and the passenger here in the front seat, and the back seat is quite roomy, and a reasonable amount of cargo capacity. In addition to that, everything is easy to get to, and something that I like here is that you still have the presence of physical controls for your air conditioning. There are some vehicles out there, especially some of the luxury vehicles, that are going away from that. Everything is in the touchscreen now, and I have to say that is something I am not a fan of. I've yet to have anybody tell me, oh, I really don't want physical controls for my air conditioning. So hopefully that is something that Porsche will not be going away from. Tell Porsche down in the comments section what your thoughts are where that kind of thing is concerned. Easy to see out of. I like that. You do have all of your great safety features, including your blind spot monitoring to help out with that. But overall, a very well-rounded vehicle that I think is worthy of being the family-friendly SUV that also is capable of giving you that thrill of high performance when you step on the pedal. And there it is, the 2025 Porsche Cayenne S, the family-friendly high-performance SUV. It's good for hauling the family around, going on road trips, whatever you need to do. And when you want to have fun with the horsepower, it's available at your disposal anytime. Tell me what you think about the Cayenne S. I would like to say a special thanks to my friends at Porsche Shreveport for loaning me this Cayenne for the day so I could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That's very helpful to me. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Please share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.